Okay, I think I'm live now. Hey, Sophie, can you hear me? Welcome. Good, good, good. Sorry, I'm in my pajamas. I didn't think it'd be proper for me to sit here in my pajamas. But I can get dressed if you'd rather me do that, I can do that. It's not a big deal. I didn't work today, so I kind of like stayed home and I kind of just did the home stuff. And I'm taking 2 days off. I need it. I'm tired of doing that. Getting tired of all that damn driving. I'm tired of a lot of stuff. How you been doing, Sophie? Hey, Dan. Welcome back. I was on earlier and then the sound wasn't working, and then this, and I think I was pressing too many buttons. I don't come on enough, and I forget. I didn't work today. I took today off, and I took tomorrow off because I just haven't been. It's like been really difficult this summer, to really get some good, you know, orders. I feel like I'm just running around in circles, and I'm getting more frustrated with it. So I said, and on top of that, because I'm getting Social Security, I can only make so much the first year, and I've made quite a bit, not quite a bit, but I've I'm almost to the max where I can get, and it won't get, it won't affect my Social Security. So I'm kind of slowing down a little bit, so it won't affect. I can work during the fall and up until December, so I can have money to buy Christmas gifts. So I am working. I won't work tomorrow, but I will work on Tuesday. I mean on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I usually start around 8, and I usually finish between 7 and 8, and I finish around 5 or 6, depending on how the day goes. Sometimes if it's really bad, if I find I'm just using more gas and I'm not getting anything, I'll quit early because I'm not going to spend more in gas than I'm going to possibly ever make. So how's everything going? I For me, things are just about the same as always. I mean, I still have kittens. Unfortunately, one. Hey, how are you? How are you? Unfortunately, hey, Polly, and there's Lovely. I still have the kittens. One kitten passed away, unfortunately. He wasn't really thriving very good, and then one day he just it went downhill. I took him to the emergency vet, and there was nothing they could do. And but I have six, huge. Aw, I love you too. But and I love the mom. The mom cat is just like everything, and I call her Lovely Lola. And the kittens, they're wonderful. But I'm not gonna keep them, of course. I can't keep. That's too many cats. But I already have a foster place for them to go when they're old enough. First, they have to get their shots, and then they'll get spayed and neutered, and then they'll go. But they're only 3 weeks old now. The cat. Well, my daughter said she might adopt the cat. The kittens will go up for foster. But I'll keep them. Every weekend you take them there. So what'll happen is when it's starting time to take them up for foster care, I will take them there. I'll stay there because you have to stay there with them, and they will try to get them adopted. And the mom, I don't really want to get her adopted like that because I don't want her. I would rather her go somewhere where I think she's going to get the best home she deserves, and she is the best cat ever. And if it meant me keeping her, maybe I would keep her. But I'm not trying. I'm not really wanting to keep another cat because I already have enough, and it's extra. Oh, excuse me, but I do like her a lot, and I'm hoping my daughter will take her because she is such an adorable, wonderful cat. Um, but she'll get spayed and she'll get spayed and she'll get her shots and everything. But she can't do any of that right now because she's still nursing the kittens. The kittens are still young. I mean, they're still young. They're only what 22 days old. So, and that's how I am. I don't want to start like it'd be easy for me to say, oh yeah, I'll keep the kittens. But at the end of the day, I can't have that many kittens. That's not even feasible. Oh yeah, they meow, they have their eyes open, they fight, they wrestle, they try to escape it. We have escapees trying to get out of the. I have like this tent thing, and they try to get out of there. And I have one cat having an eye problem. The eyes in the mornings, the eyes are shut. Like, so I'm supposed to be getting some antibiotics. I haven't heard back. Let me check. And yeah, they meow a lot. Um, they're they're just like miniature cats, which I really love them. They don't go around my cats. My cats don't go around them. My dog doesn't get around them. They're in a separate room, in a separate, part of the house, and the door's always shut. And it's very much a cat room. I've made it very much, 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 much a cat room. So I mean, I like doing this, but I don't want to do it. I don't think I would want to do it again. I thought I would, but I find that I get kind of attached to them, and there's a lot of money that goes into it. Guy, he's fine. He's sitting here on my bed right now. He's doing really good. He's fat as ever, and he's just a great cat. All my cats, I love all my cats, but he's my favorite. I always say he's my favorite, and but I haven't let him around those cats. They've been now they know that they're there. They can smell it. You can smell that, but I don't let him go in there because now the mom has seen them. And like when I open the door, she's seen them, and she went after one of my cats. I'm like, you can't come out of this room. But the reason why is because she had the kittens, and the kittens were really young. Well, one time was when she was still pregnant, and she was probably protecting her nest. Oh yeah, he went to the vet, and they said that they just gave him an antibiotic. This it's horrible. It like foams in their mouth, sort of. But they gave him the pill version of it, so it made it really easy for me to give it to him. So he got that, and they gave him something for he had like a yeast infection in his ear, and so did that. So everything's good now, and he's really, he goes through little things, and anytime something changes in the house, and it, I would say, bringing the cat into the house was a change in his life. So it kind of like upsets the thing, and my brother kind of forgetful, and he leaves food down, and he's not supposed to get hard food. He's not supposed to get this stuff. My brother forgets, and he'll eat it up, and and I tell him, please don't forget. But I know he does. And usually when he does, that's when the problems will start again. I'm not blaming my brother, but I know that's what happens. I know that's exactly what happens. So how are you doing? How are you guys doing? Where have you been traveling to? You guys been, uh, Latina, where have you been going? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that is so hard. It makes it so hard. I am so sorry. 20 years old, that's a long, long time. It's like it is something special what animals bring to your life. A pet. I mean, I can't even imagine, not having I know one day it's going to happen. And I know one day he's not going to turn around. And I know one day it's not going to, but, you know, I mean, I'm sure just I know your cat knew you loved him, and it's hard. It's really, really hard. That's the reason I don't want more, because it's so hard, and especially if you have them so long, you're like you're like a child, I mean, everything you think about is just like a child. Heck, I don't even go grocery shopping before I go pet food shopping. So I can imagine. Now, do you have any other pets besides that cat? Did you have any other pets? That is very true. It's like, the joy, the ending is so bittersweet. But you know, but they know, pets know. They know that they were loved, and they know, you know. I tell you, I like animals more than I like most people, and that's the facts. That's the facts. I find people disappoint me, animals do not, because animals are going to do what animals do. You know, I mean, they're they don't make any promises except to love you. And people, they make all kind of promises, maybe one day you'll find the perfect, you know, not to replace him, but one that could take, could fill the void, you know. But it is hard, it's hard to get pets, and I know that's how I feel like, I don't want no more because you go through the whole thing over and over and over again. But it is worth it. It is, all in all, it's very worth it. I didn't get into it really. What happened was I've always had this cat around my house. I always called her Mama, okay, because she's always pregnant. And I've always fed her, and I always wanted to get somebody to take her. But nobody would ever seem interested because everybody wants to look cute, fuzzy kittens, and everybody likes a kitten. But she is a nice cat. I kept saying, "Come on, I had before this litter of kittens, I had somebody else who was going to come and trap her. But what they were going to do, they would abort the kittens. Well, I guess divine intervention. She had the kittens the day before I got. She was going to get trapped. So that didn't work out. So this time, and the people who live not far from me did something bad to the kittens. I have a feeling. I can't prove it because if I could, it would be a different story. But I can't prove it. So I'm like, okay. I knew this cat was pregnant. I kept on asking around, can you take a cat? Can you take a cat? She, really needs. I'll pay. If you can just take her. Nobody really wanted to take her, and we had a tornado that day, which is really uncommon because we really don't get a lot of tornadoes here. But we did. And I went outside to check on her because I knew she was very, very pregnant. It was like almost like it was going to be any day. And I was really worried about her because I was, it had been on my mind, maybe I should take her in. Maybe I should take her in. But Pam, where are you going to put this cat? I really had nowhere to put her, and I didn't think about that room which I called my pantry, which was only turned into be a catch-all room. So I picked her up because she was scared, and I picked her up and I brought her in. I said, "Okay, we're going to do this. I said, God, you don't have kittens now." So I brought her in. As soon as I got her in, the lights went out. Oh crap! So I moved everything around as much as I could, and I made a bed for her, and I put her in that room. Gave her some food, gave her some water, and I said, okay, this is where you always wanted to be. She always tries to get in the house. And so um, the next day, I don't know what day it was. I took her to the vet because I knew she was pregnant, but I didn't know how. Well, I could tell by looking at her that she was very, okay, guys. I knew that she was pregnant, but I didn't know, if she had feline leukemia. That was my only no go I couldn't do because God can't be around that. And even though they're not going to touch, I wouldn't want to risk him. So she tested negative for everything. And so I'm like, okay. My brother was throwing a fit. She's gonna have fleas. You gotta have fleas all over her. Look, I've never seen one flea on that cat. And that doesn't mean she doesn't have them. I just haven't seen them. Okay. And so brought her back home. I just decided to keep her until she had the kittens. But in the meantime, I was trying to get in touch with this place. They said that if you could bring her in your house, once the kittens are born, they will foster. They will pay for everything, for the everything. It's okay. You don't have to worry about the food. I can get the food. I'll bring her in. I'll take care of the food, but I can't take care of kittens and affording to getting them spayed and neutered and shots and all that. I can't afford all that. So they're going to take care of all of that. I I just have to I I have to be able to go on the weekends when they have these things at PetSmart that they will get the kittens adopted. And I said I'll do that. I will come out. I will make work my schedule around that because I want the kittens to go to a home. I can't keep them. I don't want to keep them. I mean, I would love to, but I can't. I don't live in a farm. It's too many cats in this house. So anyway, that's how. Now I love the cat. I don't want her to go into a cage or anything. I told her, I said, look, she doesn't have to go in a cage. I'll keep her here, and I'll bring her every weekend, and or I'll try to get her home. Hold on for one moment. I have to get this cat some food. Hold on. So that's basically how it happened. Hold 1 second. It's just eating time. Hold on. Come on, guys. You hungry? Here, eat your food. Take this. Tori, get down. Yeah. Sorry about that. But I really, I enjoy it, and it makes me feel good. I don't really want to do this all the time. I'll be honest. It's just too much, and I don't want to get. It would be easy for me to just say, "Oh, I'll keep the kittens," but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because it's not fair to my brother. He doesn't really, and he has. I have a lot of other things that's going on. You know that I mean, right now it's okay because everything's okay, but maybe one day things won't be so great. So I can't, do it. But I'll do it this time because excuse me, she's very worth it. And if I could, I'd keep her too, if I could. I've already kind of resigned myself, like, if I had to, I would, but it's not um, it's not what I really, really, really want to do. I don't want to have another cat. Here, come here. Yep. Come on. Come here, guy. Get in here. Come on, big boy. Come on. Come on. Get over here. Get over here. Come on. There you go. So, uh, so what else is going on in the world? Oh, okay. No. Uh, are you all keeping up with the Amberlynn Reed stuff or the Chantel, um, whatever she's doing, eating binge thing? Or, I mean, I see a little bit of both, and I'm like, oh my God. I don't know who's trying to outdo the other. It seems like they're really both trying to outdo each other. Um, and they might outdo themselves. They're not careful, which is really sad. I I watched the swimming thing when she was swimming, and I watched her this morning, like she was eating like Burger King. I'm like, man, girl. Your stomach's only supposed to be the size of your fist. Man, not 10 fists. And I mean, I feel sorry for her in a way because I figure, like, man, the pain she must be in to eat that much food just to, I mean, because it's like a drug, sort of, like she's an addict with food, I guess, but, and if it's not that, if it's just for views, is your life that worthless that the food replaces whatever joy you're going to get? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a big girl and I like to eat. I mean, I can't eat like that. I've never been able, not even when I was 300 pounds, I couldn't eat like that. But, I had my fair share of crap food, but I could never eat that amount of food. I mean, 2 sandwiches, never. Not even pre anything. Mm-mm. I feel bad for her. I feel that food is replacing a lot of stuff that she thinks the food is replacing it, but so much she's giving up. It's like I feel bad for her. Like I used to watch that show Intervention. Where the parents come in, and they say, well, if you don't stop doing this, I mean, food it could be used as a drug, but how do you really use it as a drug? Because it's something you need every day. Like, you don't need drugs every day. You don't need like heroin or cocaine or whatever drug of choice. You don't need alcohol to live, but you need food to live. And it's kind of like one of those weird things because you have to eat, and you can't make everybody like salads and vegetables. But apparently she does like vegetables. I don't like vegetables particularly. I'll be honest. I don't like vegetables, and I don't even like fruit. Not, to be honest, I mean, it's not my favorite thing. It's not my go-to. Maybe watermelon, but I'm not. I've never been a big fruit person, and but it's something that you have to do on the daily. You have to eat, and there is a bit of satisfaction because we don't eat what we don't like. You couldn't get me to eat mushrooms for nothing in the world. I do not like mushrooms. I mean, you could, if you put them on pizza and I don't see them, okay, fine. But just eat mushrooms as a like a portobello sandwich. Oh no, But um, it's got to be very difficult. I do feel like that is one addiction that you have to really want to get better from, because if you don't see very many people age 60 who are 500 pounds. You don't see very many people age 50 who are 500 pounds. I mean, and if you do, they probably don't have a great, what you call, quality of life, because you've got to be able to walk, you've got to be able to breathe, you've got to be able to do things, and just to be trapped in a house and be fed brought in foods. That's no way to live. Or to destroy your body and then get healthy, you're never going to get it back. If you lose your eyesight due to diabetes, or you have a stroke or a heart attack, you're never going to get it back. Well, truth. It helps you not to be able to overeat, but you can. It's a lie when they say it stops it, because it does not. It doesn't stop it, because if you want to overeat, even with weight loss surgery, you could do it. It's a little more complicated, but you can do it. I overate, and I had weight loss surgery, and I gained back nearly 80 pounds, maybe closer to 90 pounds. And it just, it does take time to do it. And like, she could never sit down and eat like like a hamburger, fries, a drink, and two hamburgers, and at one eating ever, because you just can't. You'll throw it back up. You'll get dumping syndrome. But but see, it's not even that. It's a mind thing. It's not even. It's what's going on in your head. You have to overcome that before you can really conquer and be successful at weight loss surgery. You know, but she's not willing to do that, it doesn't seem like, because it takes effort, and it's not a quick fix. It's not done in 24 hours. There's no quick gratification with it. There's times when you wish you would never have done it, because it's very slow going. When people say, oh wow, and I could have the surgery, and in 6 months I'll look fantastic. Maybe not. You might have complications because of the surgery, but most likely you're having complications because you didn't do what they told you to do in the first place. And sometimes one addiction replaces another addiction. She might have a food addiction, and she might become a raging alcoholic. It's been known to happen to people online, you know. I mean, or you could become a drug addict, or you could become a sex, whatever. It does replace, and so you need to work on the whole self before anything. Like somebody like her, she needs the constant. It seems like the constant validation that she's the most beautifulest, the most wonderfulest on YouTube, and there's nobody else more beautiful than her. You can only, that's ridiculous. You know, you gotta love yourself and want that for yourself. I hope maybe one day she will want that for herself, and it won't be too late, because it can get to be too late. I mean, I'm not saying age wise, because she's got a long ways to go, but just health wise. Health wise can really, it can change things really fast, you know. I mean, although it can change, it can turn things around. Like if you're a diabetic and your diabetes is really bad and you have weight loss surgery, it could erase that because it just does something. It really does. But you have to work at it. You just can't, you know. Oh well, I had weight loss surgery. It's not like insulin. You take insulin, and she's thinking, well, I can eat what way I want to. That's not true. That the insulin can turn around and stop working, and you'll find yourself in a crisis, you know. But I feel sorry for her because I think she's in a very dangerous place because I don't think Sala has her best interest at heart at all. Nobody would go out and buy somebody a sandwich, a backup sandwich, orange juice. Orange juice, you have no business even drinking. You know, diabetes, it's not good for you. But you know, I watch it and I like the Amberlyn Reed. Nah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did watch what they were talking about, and I'm like, wow, you know, I feel sorry for her too because she wants this love stuff, and this love stuff is much overrated. I think sometimes. I think sometimes people make it more than it, you know, it really is. One second. You know, like if she loves Sala so much, and if she found out he was a diabetic, would she go out and buy him Burger King? Would she go out and give him stuff that would make it hard for him to be on this world, be in this world? Probably wouldn't. Probably would do everything that needed to be done to keep him alive. But you know, I know somebody in my family um, has diabetes and takes it like every time they make a stride ahead, they take one back, and they think, well, I can splurge, but why would you do that? You know, especially when you have health issues already. You know, it doesn't make sense. But I mean, I did the same thing. You know, I mean, but I would. I mean, remember what's her name? A Slayton, Tammy and Amy Slayton. They had the weight loss surgery finally. I mean, Tammy, she was like, she wasn't going to have it for nothing, and she wasn't going to do anything. And then life got real, you know, like, oh, I'm not going to live, you know. And she woke up, and she woke up just in time, you know, where she's still young enough to where she can have a life, and she's happy, and she made the best decision for herself. But I guess things have to happen in the way they have to happen, you know. You know, there's when things are ready to happen, maybe Chantel will wake up one day. Maybe she will say, hey, you know, being over here in Kuwait hasn't done nothing for me. And I don't have no money. I don't have a home. I don't have nothing. I can't even go home because I can't afford to go home. But I hope she does make the right decisions because it is time could be ticking. Well, I guess I'm gonna get off of here and just want to stop in and say hello to people and I think I'm gonna go to bed. But thank you for coming, Sophie. It's so nice to that you came by and you know I'm sorry about your cat and I hope that you know take care. Bye.